Aha, success. There we go. Everything's where it needs to be. How much of an angle is this bloody thing on? Does it have to go backwards, does it? Well, okay. Let's pull that out a wee bit. Straighten that one up. Come on. Oh, there we go. I think it's about right. That's about as good as that's getting. That's like way off. That way a bit more. Come on, stay. Really get this lined up. Let's go like tilt more that way. Yeah, about there. There we go. That's about as good as that needs to be. Oh, come here. Stupid bloody thing. Cuzzy Burr, how's it going? All right. Oh, righty then. Cool. So yeah, this one's kind of cool. Echoplex EP3 specifically. So this is from when they'd gone over to solid state circuitry. So it's not tube. This is like the the EP, the Echoplex preamp sound. Specifically, I'm going to modify this one so that it is actually that particular sound, because the early versions of them were a bit different to the later ones. Now, this particular unit, now where is it? Got some info here. Yeah, so the early ones had some differences in the preamp compared to the later ones. The early ones are the ones that a lot of people tend to think of as the Echoplex sound. There we go. Late model EP3 to early model conversion. So got all of those details there ready to go. What was the serial number cutoff on this? Pre 9450 serial. 9450. Serial. Where is it on this one? 28634. Yeah. So this one is well and truly after that. Thankfully, it's not a huge amount of work to actually get it done. Like a lot of units that have like early PCBs and similar type things, it's not like the layout is entirely intuitive and not everything's going to be marked on the board. But, looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4 components to remove. 1, 2, 3 components to change, and 1, 2, 3 components to add. And that'll basically make this into the same preamp as the earlier version. Now this particular one's getting like a complete once over, like top to bottom, the whole shebang. That includes new transformers, because it's getting converted to 240 volt. When this one was sent, the transformers weren't exactly packed entirely properly, so this one's actually got a little bit of a bend on this post here, so I'm gonna have to straighten that out. Hopefully it should be okay. That's a 240 volt transformer, so at least it can just plug straight in and run off of that. Obviously get rid of this absolute bunk bloody, American power cord, because it's gonna plug into mains. What else? I've got some cartridges for it. So what have we got? Yep, so I got this cartridge here. Okay, the tape hasn't been looked after all too well. Made by Full Tone, and then what's this one? Echoplex tape cartridge. So this looks to be an OG. Oh yeah, that's an OG one. So yeah, so we've got the OG one here as well. Transformer. Yep. Yeah, so that's old school, but the tape on this is kind of a bit funky. I do have some tape here that I can basically throw in there to actually redo this cartridge. I'm pretty sure that the ETC1 cartridge by Full Tone will be okay, because I don't think it's going to be, I don't think it's, it isn't going to have been completely gone through thousands of times and worn right the hell out, which is good. What do we got in here? Come here. Come here. There we go. So this one has like a old bit of foam on there. It's got, not foam, felt. So it's gotten a bit harder than it should. Tension's probably not going to be on there all too well. So I've got the kit for new rollers, new belts, got new felt tensioners as well. So they'll all go in there too. There we go, get that out of the way so it doesn't get caught on anything. Such a silly cartridge. Yeah, the quantity stuff's okay. The main thing is with these is you want the one that's your back-coated stuff, so it's good with sliding past itself, because it's similar to A-track tape and whatnot. Continuous loop that's got to keep going past itself, and you want to make sure there's at least minimal friction there, because I have seen some units, especially some of like the early Roland Echoes, like RE200, where people put in tape that isn't coated on the back, and it like binds up and tears out, so it's not great. Yeah, so I got that. Where did those? There we go. Oh, excuse me. Cool. So I got us some belts, new roller, new pinch roller, because yeah, they all wear out, they go hard. And you got to get rid of the damn things. Cool. Excellent. Yep. So there's a fair bit I'll need to do. This is all gummy and sticky. So if I clean that, do all of everything there, recap it obviously, give it a full once over, should make for a nice little happy unit, all going well. Classic units, everyone loves them. So yeah, let's crack it open and give a bit of an inspection first of all. Nothing crazy going on in the back end, which is good. That way, so it's not going to fall out on itself. So I don't want to damage it. Not my unit, so I don't want to kill it. Okay, let's look out of the way. Yep. Overhead airplanes as usual. So I've got a couple of interesting things in the queue at the moment. It's still pretty quiet, but at least there's some neat stuff in there. So one of my semi-regulars popped in yesterday, dropped in a Genelec monitor that's crapped itself and dead. So that's going to be fun. No schematics available for them because, I've got to protect the secret source. Got to make sure there's nothing in there that people could copy on a 25-year-old monitor. So I got that to deal with, and he also dropped in at the same time Minimoog Model D. It's having some issues with one of the voices going warbly and off and crazy. Might be lucky, might just be the Tempco resistor, might be something else. Cool. Alright. You move out of the way. You come hither. Come on. Oh, always forget that one. Why is that not showing anything? Yes, that's the one on there, thank you. There we go. Excellent. So now you should be able to come out nice and cleanly. There we go. Sweet. Alrighty. Now we can take a look here inside of the good old guts of the unit. And much as I was saying before with these kinds of units, they don't, it's a PCB that doesn't have like all of the components in marked and laid out on the board and all that kind of jazz. So it means I have to chase things around a little bit more and make sure that I found the right parts and do the mods as kind of requested. Yep. Okay. Now, a bit of a trap for young players. What people don't realise, if I grab my... Where to put my remote? Waar is eine remoten? There you bastard. What did I do with it? Ugh. Been so long since I've actually done the stream, I forgot where I put everything. No, that's light. That's for the light. No, that's not it. That's not it. Yes, there's a remote. You bastard. Don't know where I put it. Because it was there. It hasn't fallen over. Hasn't fallen off, has it? No, no. I have to find it afterwards. Oh. Let's use this then. Very quickly. So contrary to popular opinion, these caps inside of here, the Mallory, what series they call? I can't remember what they're called. They're actually an electrolytic. These were a dipped electrolytic cap from back in the 60s and 70s. So if you take a look inside of like old Fender amps and that from, especially like the Silverface era, and they had these, like the axial versions of these. A lot of people go, oh no, they're fine, they don't need to be replaced, they're film caps. But they're leaky, because these will all leak. That is just a given. They're absolute pieces of junk. But yeah, they're kind of interesting, what's all inside of here and that. So there we go, those are the main caps on the board. That's the motor. Got the solenoid under there as well. Another cap down there. Power transformer on a bit of, come here. Power transformer that's on a bit of a lean there because the spot weld has failed. I don't have a spot welder and I don't know if that would actually be a good candidate for it because of how everything is in there. Chances are I will drill and rivet that just to make sure it doesn't flop around because, yeah, that's not secure, which is not what we want. Not great. Okay, so I'll deal with that, get those recaps, get that main motor out of there, switch it out for the 240 volt version, change up transformer, do those mods. Then comes time for calibration. So we're going to make sure that the bias oscillator is doing what it needs to do, that the frequency response is good. As well as that, there also has to be alignment of the heads, making sure that's all good. So there's a fair bit that goes into these units. It's not like, this isn't just like a casual, like an hour or two worth of work. No, this is the better part of almost a day, top to bottom, to do all of the work in here, make sure everything's good, and make sure that it's reliable for the future. Okay. Yes. Everything. There's always something out there to make something magical. If you weren't here for the earlier version, for the earlier discussion on this, this one I'm going to be modifying for the customer to be like the first models. So the first, before serial number 9450, they had a different version of the preamp that just had a couple little changes in there. So I'll be doing that to this unit, giving it a recap, converting it to 240, and then doing all the fun stuff to make sure that it is schmick and ready for the long haul. Okay. Now, that's not what I want. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Hey, the internet just decided to let me know that I went live. Nice. That's nice of them. Okay, so. Okay, so I need 1500, 30 volts, 500 at 50. Can't see what that one is. I'll have to rotate that. 1500 at 30. That's the reset switch instead of actually having a fuse. It's got an old-fashioned reset switch. I don't like that. I don't like them. They are not very good. I will probably discuss with the customer the fact that I want to put a fuse in its place. A fuse is, I mean, it's going to be a bit more difficult to replace, but these things wear out. They go bad. And then when they don't stop and don't do the thing they're meant to basically make the unit like not catch on fire, well, then the units catch on fire. How do you end up with like 2 EP3s and a prime time awaiting restoration and sale? My God. Hurry up and get to it. Get that shit done. Okay, yep. Good there, we good there. All right, let's start noting down what I need to order. Okay, into repair shopper. There we go. I got something over there. There we go. Let's bring up the big camera. Hey, where's my thing? There we go. Let's bring up chat. Thank you. That goes there. That's better. Cool. Oh, excuse me. Alrighty then. Yeah, okie dokie. Excellent. That there, that's there. Sweet. Okay, so what parts do I actually need on this one? So I got a copy of the service manual, but sometimes it's just easier to also look inside the unit. It's not exactly the most complex of pieces, which is nice. 20 22 nanofarad cathode bypass seems too small. I mean, not necessarily. That's kind of similar to a lot of like Marshall style preamps, your 2203s and all the rest of that. You have a bypass cap on that, and it just limits the bandwidth, so you've got less flub in there, especially if you're wanting like your repeats not to get too dark. But a lot of people use the Echoplexes as a preamp. Nice high input impedance because they're JFET on the input, and then of course you run them, crank them, and you can hit into the front end of another amp. Because yeah, what have we got here? It goes straight into Q5, which is, what is that? I can't even tell what it is. Echoplex manual. There we go. Q6, which is TIS 58. Yeah. Let's rotate that. Alright, so that's the original version there. I see. Right. Right. Okay. So just looking at the schematics. So someone's put a thing up online of converting late model EP3s to early model EP3s, right? And they've gone through, they've done some changes where they have eliminated an input cap. They've added another one. Sorry, I got about to sneeze. Oh, bloody hell. So yeah, they've eliminated an input cap, added another one after the gate stopper, added a bypass cap to it and some other things. Now, one thing to note is that I'll actually share this screen. Dunlop do the EP101 Echoplex preamp, which is the front end. Yeah, it is. It's basically a one-to-one of the JFET version of these. So let me just go into that. No, I want to go to that. I want to go to that one and that one. I'll see. All right, there we go. Sorry, just realized I didn't set up an actual screen capture one for this one. So I want to go to here we go. Oh, there we go. Excellent. Bring it all the way out, like so. All right. Right on. So if we take a look at the Echoplex manual that we've got here, what we've got is. So this is the version pre 9450, right? Which is down there. Go away. Go. God, I hate these AI things. They're annoying as shit. If we take a look up here, we can see that input stage is actually a BJT. So the input impedance on that will be lower than a JFET. That one's already got the bypass cap going in there, all that kind of jazz. But then we scroll down, we take a look at the later version. This one has the JFET preamp, no bypass on there. Same gate stopper, And instead of having a 0.2 coupling cap there, it's all the way here on the very input, a 0.047. So I don't know why the person who basically looked at the two schematics and just went, oh yeah, I'll just copy parts from this one over to the second one, when there are certain things that wouldn't really be critical to the sound, but to the operation would be definitely better. You know, the bypass cap's cool because obviously it raises some of the bass stuff as well, but you've also got to remember that that's got to do with the other elements of it. So you've got to take into consideration the operating point parameters and everything of the actual device that's there. This is a BJT, which is going to respond differently to, say, a JFET. So yeah, I'd have to take a bit of a look there and see what the difference are. Some people say that it makes a big difference, but I'll do it and test it and report back to the customer on that one. Chris, how are you, mate? Just going through the discussions of Echoplexes and design things, and how there's a lot of things online people just like to write and go, oh yeah, this, we'll copy this to this. It's like, well, that's how you end up with really shitty amps. That's how you end up with stuff that's like clones and copies of other things, and they copy all the worst elements of it. So, that's going to be fun. Right. Now I look like a camera guy. Is that because of my wonderful hairdo? There we go. Now, what was I doing? That's right. I was marking down what parts I need for this one. Nobody needs to see the moves. See, I have the one thing I've got to actually set up my I got an arm for that camera up there as well. Because yeah, if I go up here, I can. Come on, there we go. Go. Snoop. There we go. We just zoom right in on my face. There we go. And yes, the camera should look nice considering how goddamn much it costs. Fucking thing. Actually, I'll just quickly give it a wee bit of a tilt down, a wee bit of an angle. There's the thing. No. There we go. Use this one. That'll do. No, don't tilt that way. Go that way. There we go. Nice. Terry, all good, mate. You have fun with that 24-track machine. They're the devil. Yes, home office. I miss having a home office. I don't have a home office. I don't even have a place I can set my desk up. I got nothing now. It's like tiny one-bedroom shoebox apartment. Real pain in the butt. Doing a live sound check stream at some point tomorrow. The gating levels, yeah. That is the fun part. Trying to get that all dealt. That's why, like, I've got my Yamaha AG08, which is pretty good for that. I'm just actually going to finish setting everything up for it to make sure I've got all the plugins that sorted. We're going to add a virtual patch bay in as well, because you can add a virtual patch bay in through Windows, because this is my spare, well, I say my spare desktop computer. It used to be my gaming rig. So I basically repurposed it for here, gave the missus my better graphics card, I took her one, and yeah, basically made it so that I could have this here and have my audio things, and I've got my AG08 over there. I've got to finish setting up, so. You mean to tell me that not every chatter out there is like well informed on things such as audio quality and topics and yada 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 yada? Yeah, if you want another set of ears on that, Lyle, feel free to give me a shout and add me into it as well. Because yeah, that's always the fun part, because trying to get the internal levels is a nightmare. Good old 456. Yep. One of the guys we know is like one of the big kingpins of tape machine work up in Canada and that, and like the what is it, the not the yeah like up north near Canada and that. And yeah, it's the bane of his existence. He sells a reel to reel to someone, goes out somewhere, and he's like, don't use these tapes, don't use this, don't do that. And guaranteed every time someone's going to put tape in there with sticky shed and hard to get the guitar level up enough without adding a bunch of compression. Yeah, but that's kind of like, I mean, that's the trade-off. A lot of people want to hear something a bit more flavored, I suppose. As long as it gets to sort of a level where the dynamics are kind of somewhat stable, then yeah, it swings and roundabouts, I suppose. As long as you got the limiter there to stop it pushing way too far. I've actually got a finish setting up. I've got a Torpedo VB101 that I've had for 12 years or so. Used to be one of the ones I used to use to record a lot of my amps with, and I got to finish modifying it because it's got a 100-watt resistive load inside of there. I'm going to modify it with a much larger switchable resistive load, so I can get a couple of different impedances on there. But then I've also got the line out and speaker emulated output, so I can use to run in and do my tests and all the rest of that and throw it on, especially for like trying to find intermittent issues. If I can run an amp into that and record the audio through my little thing here and do that, excellent. That kind of works for capturing those sorts of issues. And they're also just good. Rather than having to blast my eardrums, I can actually crank the hell out of the amp and still hear enough of what I need to hear. That's right, I was doing this old thingy. I had a customer bring in a Marshall 1960A, which is like one of a relatively new one, 2023, and it's already got a blown speaker. It's like the first time I've seen something like that. It's insane. As a general question, is there a listing of reference levels and such for YouTube videos? Are there any standards? No, and this is what's really goddamn annoying. It kind of, you gotta kind of play it by ear. It also depends on what you're, like if you're uploading a video, it's different versus if you're streaming and that. You basically just need to kind of get it up until you end up with the least amount of clipping and distortion with the kind of loudest volume. So yeah, live streams, that's why every live streamer you hear, like, they have like such an optimized setup when it comes to voice, and it is just like compressed, like squished right the hell down, but still relatively low kind of noise levels. It's a fun thing to do. It really, really is. Okay, so I need 100 microfarad, 100 microfarad, 100 microfarad, and what are you? What are you? Give me your secrets. 35, okay. 100 UF 15, right, so that's going to be much higher. X3, 35. Yeah, that's too high. And resistors, got all those. What do I got here? Capacitors. 550. That's an axial one. Yeah, that's where like expanders come in handy. Expanders are really good. Expanders and noise gates. Yeah, have your noise gate the first thing to try and get the levels just a little bit separated. Yeah. Entwistle was baked, but he was cool, and damn, he was a bass player. Absolute madman. I'm so glad the Who are finally packing it in. So many of these bands just need to. They just need to. They need to go like to their nice rock star retirement homes and just like enjoy being gone. Okay, so all 1500. Hello, how's it? Okay, so I'm gonna grab them. Yeah, Sabbath are on. Well, it's Ozzy's last show because he's got the Parkinson's now. He's pretty bad. He's barely going to get through a song or two. Like the last one I saw when he was at he was performing with Zach, and it was at like a football match or something. He really didn't sound like great. I remember seeing him like he was barely like decrepit and moving and kind of thing. In the early 2000s when like I had the Live at Budokan DVD and I loved that thing. He could barely move, but damn, live, he sounded the part, he still had the energy and he was right at it, but now, not so much. Seriously, the Who, like they didn't even live up to their own lyrics, you know? They got old. Yeah, the guitar levels are hard, especially because when you've just got a guitar, even if the levels are like optimized and you're getting close to there, because it's such like that particular frequency range, it still doesn't sound loud. That's kind of the weirdness of it. Like especially like a clean guitar sound, it's just like doesn't quite hit. Ozzy in '07 was, yeah, he was kind of, but wasn't he also back on the booze again? Or was that like after he like broke his spine on that bloody the riding thing? The quad. Yeah. they clean guitar, massive dynamics. It's like ah, ah, oh no. You made the wrong choice. Okie dokie. Gator recalibrated indeed. Okay. Well, of course lesbians are going to get along with you. Ugh. You like drinking beer, you like a bunch of music that they also tend to like, and you ride motorcycles. You fit right in. It's like hanging out with my auntie. All right. Now, what else have we got in here that's absolute gunk? There we go. All right. Swing over this way. A little bit more. There we go. That's better. Ugh. Now this one is kind of gunky, unfortunately. Ugh, that's bad. All right. So the plan of attack on this one. Catch you later, Lyle. Thank you for swinging by. Yeah, so the plan of attack for this one is basically I have to disassemble it, clean it, prep it, get the motors out, get the electronics done, and then I can swing it all back together. There we go. Ah, you bastard. Stay. There we go. I need to actually get a, what's he on here? Need to get a little motion arm for that particular camera. Yep. All right. So yeah, this has to be all pulled apart, disassembled, cleaned, everything else like that. Do I want to get started on that now? I've got the parts noted down what I've got to order in. They won't take long. I've got the rollers, I've got the felts, I've got all that. Okay, you know what? Let's start getting this shit did. Alright. Okay, if we get the mechanical stuff started at least, wait for those electronics components to arrive and I can get that done. What is that doing? Look at that, it's a camera that focuses. Amazing. Okay, so there are some mods I'm going to have to do. Because that's the high voltage coming in. That's the motor strapped across it. Oh, okay, so that's going to be... Alright, yep, I see. I'm going to have to double the rating of that cap then, or that's going to go kaboom boom. Because that's still... okay, that solenoid is going to be a problem. 5E7 clone. Don't see many of them around. Alright, so let's just take a look at the thing here, okay? So, another thing that hasn't been, like, noted properly on the, okay, let's just try that again. There we go. A little further out, like that. Count. There we go. Excellent. All right. So another thing that's kind of been that's going to be a little difficult is there we go. So just looking here at the mains input, right? So over this section here, right? You got your mains coming in there and there. So if we got 240 volts, okay, not a problem. There's the motor strapped across it. But then down here we've got the solenoid. So that's a diode for simple filtration and rectification to give it DC, and that basically is going to activate when the power's switched on. Now, the problem with that is that is a 150 volts cap on the solenoid. That's going to be way more than 140 volts DC. Rectified, that is, we got like 240 here in Australia, 245 on a good day. That is going to be a hell of a lot more voltage on that. So I'm going to have to check on that solenoid and see what the actual maximum handling on it is. Because if that is... because if that solenoid is only capable of handling like 140, 150 volts, I'll have to take a look at getting a new solenoid to replace that as well. It's either that or I'm going to have to modify it to drop half the voltage going into it, so it still runs on it still runs on 140-ish volts. They don't make it easy. I don't want to drop half the voltage just with a resistive dropper, because that's going to be hell of a lot of heat. Lots of heat, not good. Right. Okay. And I just noticed on the schematic as well is that it's got the TIS 98 and TIS 58. TIS, they got the TIS 98. Wait, Q1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, no, they are. Yep, sorry, they are still BJTs. I was like, wait a minute, why is it calling them collector base and emitter rather than drain gate and source? Don't mind me. Yeah, a Zener and MOSFET combo may very well do it. It's not as though there isn't enough like metal in here to be able to get like some heat out of the way. Obviously, the fan is running from the motor and the likes. Let's see. Let us see. No. What's the... There's a solenoid. C23 2581. Okie dokie. Yep. Yep. Okay, so let's go on to that. So the solenoid is there. Where's the... Okay, there's the diode. Okay, so it's going all the way up there. Ugh. Gummy as anything. Okay. And of course, the version after this. Oh wait, no, wait. What serial number was this one again? I was literally looking at it before. Where's the serial? 28634. Okay, so this should have a DC rectified solenoid then. But that's not a DC rectifier. There's no, sorry, full bridge rectifier. Okay. Yellow and green. Yes, that's yellow and green from there. Whereas that straps across the main. Yellow and green goes that and that. Oh, hey, what do you know? Okay, we might be lucky then. Always double check your schematics and versions. All right. Right. All right, so this is a third version of the unit. Gotcha. So, third version of the unit, they've gone over to a DC rectified solenoid coming off its own dedicated tap on the transform, which is good. Except this is showing a full bridge rectifier, whereas the board in this only has a single rectifier in there, unless that green thing is a full wave rectifier. Something to make a good old Uncle Medi very happy. What is it? Okay, yeah, I think that actually might be full wave rectifier in a format I have never seen before. See that green box here? That actually looks to be a full wave rectifier. Awesome. Okay. Good. So I can do that. So let's knock up what the plan is going to be for this thing. Zooming is very hard right now because my the remote for my looks like I got some dicky cables going on. Ow, that was my head. In there? No. Did I drop it down there? That's a distinct possibility. Nah. What the hell? What do you mean not receiving video? Hello? What's going on here? I'm connected, apparently. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know. Something's going on with YouTube. It just decided it was going to say to me, "Hey, you're currently not online." Like, you asshole. Yeah, something's up. Something up with the internet there. Don't know. All right, let's see if I can zoom in then with this thing. We get a bit of shaky cam going on. There we go. So all the way back in here, that thing there, that is a weird. Yeah, apparently that is a full wave rectifier, which is nice. Now we can zoom back out. No, wrong way. There we go. Good enough. Okay. Yep. What's going on with my hair here? There we go. Yeah, I've not seen one of those previously. It's a bit of an odd one, but you know. Rossman declares war on many things. He's a bit of an odd one. But yeah, that Aussie guy was a dickhead. Was it the DCS batteries or something? But now there's some dude who apparently was doing software for like PS3 repairs and whatnot. BWE? That new one, is it? Don't know. I do not know, my friend. Okay. Alrighty. So that's going there, and then where's the other one going? So that's a death cap. We don't want a death cap. Right, so half of it's going there, and the other half is going... Oh, the PlayStation guy was an Aussie, was he? Fuck. Yeah, that was not a smart idea then. Ah, yes, the very, very old school switch on this for the mains. I don't like using these rotary switches for mains. Least of all when we're talking like something that probably was designed for 110 volts being fed 240, but I don't know what other options are going to have, unfortunately. Okay. Let's just clip it out of the way for the moment. Come here. Come here, look. Come on. Oh, this is stiff. Horrendously stiff old cable. Yeah, our brand of cockheads are a very, very special kind, you know? Okay. Sweet. Where is my favorite tool? There it is. Yeah, I saw that. I saw Lewis's rant on like how he's going to absolutely fuck him up. It was great. I wonder what is unacceptable software, and also why is he spying on people? That's a bit creepy. But yes, as I say, one of my favorite tools ever are these things. They are brilliant. Why? Because they're designed for doing one thing and one thing only: removing cable strain relief glands. Yeah, YouTube angriness is fun. It's a good money spinner. I should do it. Some of the pain in the ass like awful bloody whatsies out there who do like real shit stuff, like bad techs, bad gear. 'Cause why not? Right, that's why I disconnect ground. Yes, Herco pliers. Now, there is no way in hell that a 240 volt conductor is going to fit inside of this thing. There we go. Focus on me. Thank you, camera. A little bit more over that way. There we go. So I've got space there enough for just a regular strain gauge. So I'll go with that. I can hear the birds going crazy outside, rosellas and whatnot. It's nice. It's a nice one. No, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. There we go. So while I'm doing this absolutely amazingly exciting stuff here, so yeah, how about more of that wonderful march towards the inevitable monopolization of everything in the industry that we enjoy so much? Of course, I'm talking about, Fender and Reverb now being owned by the same company, because that's going to do so well for everyone. We're all going to make, we're all going to have a, great outcome from that. Absolutely great. It's totally not going to be a case of being, monopolistic and making things hell for so many people. Not at all. Venture capital, all the things, exactly. Strip them for parts and then sell off the bones. It's painful seeing what's happening to, all these companies to just, yeah. It's not good, man. It's not good. Not good at all. Hey, what can we do? What can we do indeed? Well, Ted, funny you should say that. Fender launched a program where they were selling certified pre-owned and all that kind of jazz and whatnot. if they're owning Reverb and all that, it's time for me to put on my little tinfoil hat, get a little conspiracy brained here. It would not even surprise me if they did start buying up stock and doing various things or suppressing listings in order to increase the value of those used things. They want to be the middleman. They want to be beyond just selling the products. They want to have they want to be the middleman in between the used equipment and the new stuff. So there are ways that they can go about that. And that may include doing things like buying from consumers directly. Imagine Reverb, right, where instead of just like, doing the thing where you sell stuff by yourself, Reverb will go, oh, we'll give you money for it. We'll buy it from you. Kind of like the old-fashioned way of going into a hock shop or, as Americans would say, a porn store. Where they'll do that, they'll buy the equipment and then they'll sell it at some point and they'll adjust the prices. And what they may do is if they buy enough stock, they could artificially manipulate the price of the market as well as inflate the balance sheet. They could basically go, hey, we've now got like 250 American standard Stratocasters from the 90s, the 80s, the 2000s. We're going to increase the price on them by 30% and list them up. They're all going to be up on Reverb. They're not going to sell, but this is the value of them. And suddenly people start saying, oh, these guitars now, they're worth a lot of money. Oh, I'll list them up on Reverb for a higher amount. Well, what does that mean? That means Reverb get a higher amount of money. The percentages, they'll probably go up, but right now they are what they are. More expensive product means more raw money to Reverb. As they do that and as they push more items up in value, it also means that their new products as a value proposition seem a lot better. Suddenly they're, it's like, oh, the old ones were this much, but I can get a new one for not much more. I'm going to buy one of the new ones. Oh, there we go. Now you're inflating the balance sheet further. And then suddenly this company that you bought for X amount of money, you can go, oh, look at this, guys. It's worth this much. The stock is worth this much. There we go. We need some loans. Give us loans. We need more growth. We're growing every single quarter, every year. It's getting bigger. Look at these numbers. Until finally, eventually, the bubble bursts. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. Epiphone inspired by Gibson is a bloody joke. Yes, and half the people on my video that I launched about the custom 1955 one is just hilarious because it's a bunch of whiny bitch babies. It's great. Meanwhile, some other people did videos citing similar type things. They didn't get as much pushback. I suppose it's because I'm a little bit more blunt on them because, like, well, I actually know this shit. These people might be players. They might know a little bit, but they don't have quite the same grasp as to why it plays like shit. Yay. Okay, how was I doing? That's where I was disassembling this bloody thing. How am I gonna approach this? So many screws, so many things to do. Yep, so take it out from the inside there. Okay, don't want to bend that, don't want to damage that. Up we go. Okay. Can't get that because that fucking transformer thing's in the way. Oh, I can get it from that side. It's still going to be in the way regardless. Now I can see why the Space Echo became so damn popular. Just designed so much better. Yep. Cool. Alright. Well, I'll go this way. Let's confer with my documentation. Yeah, there we go. Yes. Does this one have compressor board? No. Yeah, that's a one playback circuit. EP4, that's not what I want. Nice little baby one. A little further. There we go. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. Ow. Mesa should make kitchen cabinets. They really should, because their cabinetry is top notch. Damn, it's good. The rest of it sucks. Have I had any customers coming in telling you ChatGPT has told them what's wrong with their gear and it should only cost X amount? Brother, that problem has been going on since before large language models became a thing. Every week, someone is always going to come in going, "Oh, I've got this amp. Something's wrong with it. It's doing this. I think it's just a tube. It just needs this done. It should only take a short period of time to repair." I'm just like, really, really, mate. You're pulling things out of your ass there. What is it actually doing? Oh, I think it just needs. No. What is it actually doing? Oh, it's doing this. Right. Well, that's got nothing to do with tubes. So we're going to have to check this out. And a lot of people just refuse to listen. It's just, yeah, it's insanely frustrating. It's insane. Gemini said this was an easy fix. Yes, all like 3% of people who use Gemini. One of the podcasts I regularly listen to is Better Offline, and hearing Ed Zitron just slowly lose his brain more and more and more as time goes by over the absolute insanity of the bullshit of what's going on with AI and Sam Altman and all those kinds of dinguses. It's great. Love it. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Purple Heart Small Teal 1x12 cab. Nice. I have a ginormous 412 custom cab, one of the old hybrid ones. So that's the one that had the straight body, but with the slant baffle. It's cool, but it's in white Bronco with brown leather corners and wicker cane grille. Really, really nice looking piece of kit it is. But I don't use it anymore, so it's just sitting here in the shop, hoping that one day maybe someone will come along and purchase it. Hopefully. Do 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 do. Okay, yep. Okie dokie. Look, if the cab fits, you must quit. Okay, it's not what I want. Yeah, the Mesas were Yeah, they basically, much like most things, didn't have a single original idea in their head, and they just kind of copied someone else. Because yeah, the old EV cabs, and that's why a lot of them had the EVM 12L in them. Big hefty things. Okay. Yep. All right. Yep. Already know all that. Already know all that. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Back over to here. Snoop. There we go. Oh, went a bit too far. Yeah. Goddamn trolls they were. That's actually one of the amps I've got in the queue at the moment, is from when they really started kind of like making design choices that weren't great, which is a Mark III. Out of all the Mark series, the Mark III is the one I like the most, because it's basically Mark II C Plus with a switchable rhythm channel. But it's also one where it starts showing where they're starting to do dumb things with PCBs and not lay things out right and using little thin baby traces and shit in them. But they're solid, yeah, they're solid units all in all still. So, not the worst thing, I suppose, but this one's getting a full-on top to bottom resto to make it the best that it possibly can be. Alright. Let's get this stupid board out of the way now. Yep. Right, stupid double-sided things. No, wait, there we go. Right, gotcha. Come on. Come here. Come on. Ow. We had some absolute boffins in this country who designed some amazing things. But now it's like, well, okay, unless you're doing something for like, you know, a private company or whatnot, nah. It's like you wander through Sydney, you could still see the old AWA building. It's like we designed we had some of the smartest people out there, and we did so little with it. It all got sold off to corporations. He's sad. He's very sad. Come on, out of the way, you. Thank you. Alright. Like, just take a look at the the Radiotron Designer's Handbook. Written in Australia by an Aussie. Good old Langford. Cool. As always, when it comes to disassembling units like these, I'm not gonna like write all over boards and stuff like that. That's what the phone's for. Take photos, do all that kind of stuff. Echoplex looks well cared for. Yeah, it does. It's a half decent unit, hasn't been completely beaten up. Do. Junk, junk, junk. 5 million goddamn emails. Okay. It's gonna be those ones where it's gonna be easier to pull it out from the back end, isn't it? Where's my thingy? There we go. Wee bit fresh solder. Come here, though. Carriage those. R.G. Keane shared a 50-page doc on Amp Garage with some of his best practices. R.G. Keane's articles, there's some brilliant stuff there. I've referenced them many times. I've built a transistor leakage tester based on his designs in the past. He bought a whole bunch of germaniums on the cheap years and years ago, and I didn't have a transistor tester at that point that actually factored in leakage. I do now though, which is good. There's some people out there who do like excellent articles and like brilliant like theoretical stuff and that. Another guy I quite like is Aaron Lanterman, Lanterntronics, something like that. He's a professor of electrical engineering at where is it? Georgia Tech, I think it is, in the US. Let me just check. Lanterntronics, that's it. So if you want some like real kind of like in-depth stuff on electronics and things, I'd highly recommend checking this channel out. Linked it in there. He is like really solid. There's also another one, which is, where is it? There we go. This guy has like the driest, most analytical heavy like coverage and discussion on electronics theory, does circuit analysis, does things like that. So this is why I say to people, you go out there, you learn you learn fundamentals, you learn basics. Once you know the basics, once you know what resistance is, voltage is, current is, all that kind of jazz, how filters work, high pass, low pass, all that kind of jazz, you can do like some of the maths. Then you see a YouTube channel like that, and then suddenly, oh, I can understand what he's talking about. Oh, that suddenly makes sense. Why this is designed that way? Why this does this? Why this does that? Like some of the videos that he does. So he does, what is it? So he covers things like solid state stuff. So things like JFET small signal amps, algebraic analysis of it, Darlington and Cycli pairs, JFET operation and biasing. And then he gets into like the tube stuff as well. So he's talking about like power supply basics, how tube diode works, pentodes and triodes, how they work, common cathode class A amplifiers, pentode design, and then he does like amplifier analysis of a 2203 Vox AC30 preamp and a 1959 preamp. Covers some stuff like transformers, voltage dividers based on triode analysis. There's a lot of stuff here that he covers, and it is really, really dry. Here we go. Transfer functions, symmetry, and distortion. Like, if that does it, if you want to get really into the nitty-gritty of doing like amp design, all that kind of jazz, you check that stuff out, and holy shit, it is dry and thick and like just real analytical. But damn, it's powerful information. Now, where was I? That's right. Back to fixing. Back to fixing. Back in the pile. Cool. All right. Now, do these actually come back out the way they came? No. Cut off the loops because they are of no use. Yep. Drier than a dead dingo's donger, as we say in Australia. Yeah, if you really want to get into like that kind of stuff, they're great channels. Not the kind of thing that I will ever do because they do it and they're more educated on it than I am. I will simply recommend people go check them out. I'm more here for, I have no idea, like, buddy, tech, random stuff, talking things, having an opinion about stuff, talking shit about people, companies mainly. Well, I mean, EE, there is a lot of like the digital stuff, and that's like where what a lot of people are doing. But it's also highly specialized too. So back in the day, you'd learn all your stuff, and then you go like pick up books or whatever. You go on the job, and you go at it from there. But nowadays, like, I kid you not, I got into an argument with someone who had their bachelor's in electronic engineering, who didn't know what transconductance was. Like, transconductance. That stuff was like fundamental when I studied at TAFE. The course I took was obviously more focused on like hands-on and practical stuff and that, but it was still like a bit of an older type of course. So I had like a bit of older info in there, but I mean, you're still gonna need to know things like transconductance and various other things for if you're working with circuits that have that kind of stuff with various certain interfaces, yada yada yada. I got into an argument with someone not like me at all. I know, right? Look, I should have been the Pope. Me. Smile and a nod kind of guy. Oh no. Oh no. All you have to do is spend 5 minutes searching around on Facebook on the groups there, and you will find me getting into arguments with people all the time and calling them dumbasses. I'm acerbic to some degree. I can totally be political. I can totally be, well, not political. I can be diplomatic, sorry. I am very political, but I can be diplomatic. I choose not to be. That's it. Yeah, but then again, I mean, most transphobes aren't smart enough to get into something like EE. Zing! Ugh. Yes, I'm a highly opinionated person, and if someone can challenge my opinions and provide me information, I will change that opinion. It's not that crazy, I will listen to people. Just please don't try and tell me that somehow trickle-down economics works and that, buddy, supply-side economics is the be-all and end-all of everything, because, yeah, no. That's a hard no there, buddy. Okay. So the heads go up through there and down to there. Of course, there should be enough room to move them regardless. Good. Oh. Acerbic. Acerberus. Where's my phone making noise? Right. Oh, my poor stomach. I went out last night with the family because it was it was the first Mother's Day since everything happened last year. So my siblings and I went out and had dinner. We actually honestly kind of forgot that it was Mother's Day. So we went out, we had dinner, but we went to Brazilian barbecue. The place in Parramatta was absolutely like insane. It was busy as hell. It's like, oh fuck, that's right, Mother's Day. Yeah, we went there, did that, and man, my stomach is just, oh boy, that was a lot of meat. And unfortunately, the last piece of meat I had for the evening was a chicken wing, and it wasn't entirely good. It was not good. Yeah. Look at this crap. It says this. Especially the climate deniers. They love doing that. Yes. Yes. Yes, Johnny. Well done. You saw what a graph was. Congratulations. You're such a smart man. Oh, how did you do it? Yes, that's called an outlier. Uh-huh, an outlier. Can you repeat that after me? Outlier. Where's my Watsy? Terrence Howard. I don't know who Terrence Howard is. Wait. Oh wait, Terrence Howard, wasn't he the one who thinks he invented a new form of maths and stuff like that? Dude who played what's he in the first Iron Man movie and went on to be I can't remember. Something. Need by the tool. There we go. Oh, 2 benches, only 2 benches, 2 sets of tools, but I haven't set shit up properly. I love when people like that try to think. However, how good is it for the Aussies? Yeah. We had an absolute thumping result in our elections. Thank you. It's brilliant. We took what Canada did. We took what Canada did and we cranked it up to Australian proportions. Holy shit. We absolutely thumped it. It was great. So our Labour Party, which has no link whatsoever to the UK Labour Party, thank God, absolutely destroyed the Liberals, which I know it's confusing, but our Liberals are, you know, what is it, buddy? Big L Liberals, so they're all about, like, you know, economic free markets and stuff like that, or at least they were up until the last decade or so, and they were all in on culture wars, baby. Yeah, they didn't just lose, they lost worse than they have ever lost, ever. Like, in all of the years Australia has existed, in which the Liberal Party has had power for 75% of that time, and they lost. Oh boy. So they've lost so badly that they are going to be in the political wilderness for at least the next 2 elections. Part of the way our elections work is they are publicly funded, which is good, and the amount that you get funded is dependent on a number of factors, but does include how many seats, elections you got at the last election, which is why our single transferable vote is a great system, because it does, in theory, allow for independents and minor parties to get a bit of a foot up, because if, say, for example, you put your first preference vote as a minor party, and they don't get any like representatives or anything like that, they don't win, they don't get anything, they still get like $3.60 per vote that they get. So you vote for them the first time, and they're like entirely self-funded, and they get some money from the government, and then they go back the next time, they've got more money from the government, they get more votes, and they get there. So it's supposed to foster more of that. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out like that fully in principle, which is unfortunate. But yeah, we absolutely mashed the spud. Okay. Where are we connected to? Right, yep. That'd be why. Derp. Now, where are these heads going to? You're going all the way down there. We have more stopgaps against fuckery. However, we also do have some things that aren't great as well. Some loopholes have been closed, some that were closed in a less than ideal way, which just basically meant that more power to the major parties and that. Part of what's funny with this election and everything that happened was that basically the the Liberals voted for the electoral spending campaign reform bill because they're like, oh yeah, well we'll get in, or we'll at least do well. But the problem is that they voted for the bill, and because of how badly they lost, they will get a lot less money for the next election. They got absolutely just smashed. But previously, we had a system with our Senate because we've got a bicameral system. And in order to get into the Senate, you've got to have a quota of votes. So basically, each state has a certain number of senators. You get 6 from each of the states and 2 from each territory. So ACT and Northern Territory get 2 each. All the other states, New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria, Tasmania, South Australia, and West Australia get 6 each. You basically vote on that there big, massive, long sheet for your main preferences, and then they get tallied up. So you get a quota, which is a certain number. For every whole number quota you get 1 senator. So you get 2 quotas, you get like 2.05 quotas, you get 2 senators. Previously, there was a way that you could rig it so that you could like horse trade amongst other parties and that for your quotas. So we ended up with, for example, a guy by the name of Ricky Muir, who represented the Motoring Enthusiasts Party, who ended up in the Senate with like 0.8% of the vote or something. What was it? What was it that they got? The Australian Motoring Enthusiasts Party, 2013, 2017. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, that there. Where was it? 176. What did they get? What was it? Yeah. So, what was it? No. That one, there you go. First preferences by group type. No, there we go. So the Motoring Enthusiast Party got a first preference vote in 2013 of 0.56%. Like, that is like insane. Like their first preference vote. So their total for that, they got a total percentage of all the votes of 0.59% and got a Senate seat. So they closed that loophole, thankfully. Labour lost in my area because they tightened gun laws and reduced fishing areas to put offshore wind farms. I mean, look, Labour's also lost, if we're talking about the UK, by pivoting hard right, because they've gone that way and they've decided that they're going to try and court the Farage vote and, the Tories that are like, tired of the bullshit that's there, and they've lost all of their left support. And because the UK has a first past the post system, It's going to disadvantage many parties, and now it's going to disadvantage them as well. I mean, just take a look at the local council elections. It's absolutely insane. You know, I'm one of those absolute sickos that keeps an eye on worldwide politics. So I followed the Canadian elections and how all that went, including some of their like provincial ones. Followed the UK, followed Japan, the US, some of the stuff down in South America and Southeast Asia. It's insane. And yes, Qatar is now giving flying palaces now, because why not? What do laws matter? None of that stuff matters. It's all, who cares? She'll be right, mate. She'll be right. It is just so incredibly depressing. But hey, what can we do? We aren't billionaires. We are, unfortunately, nobodies. Murdering enthusiasts? No. The Australian Motoring Enthusiasts Party. Motoring. Now, we'll speak with a bit more of an Aussie accent, and actually come up as like complete bag. And then you can say, yeah, motoring enthusiast. There's like almost no T. There's a bit of a D. It's like motoring enthusiast. The one thing I've found is that no matter what nation you go to, if you have someone of a low socioeconomic background, who we might call bogans, Americans might call rednecks or similar, that they speak in such a way where consonants are entirely optional, and yet it can still be understood. Yeah, I tell you what, I made the motoring party, absolute bullshit, eh? Just long, non-stop, like, verbal diarrhea. It's great. Okay, yes, that one can go there. Man, these cables are tight. Yes, they're tight like a tiger. Murdering. Yeah, murdering, mate. Murdering. Aggressively attacking you because of your accent. Well done. It's all right. Just remember, we're Aussies. We can go overseas and just walk up to the ladies and the gentlemen and them in between and go, "G'day, how's it going?" And they're going to love the Aussie accent. Seriously, every single like person I've spoken to overseas, and that sort of thing, it's like, oh yeah, I come across an Australian and, whoa, that accent. Whoa. It's like us here in Australia, the Irish. The Irish, they start speaking, it's like, damn. Look, it's how we say it. It's not what we actually say, because that's generally the problem. When we go up and go, oh yeah, how's it going, love? Want a root? Shashanooks. Oh, you've got, the thing is, like, just to really like pull the whole package off, you've got to make sure that you speak in like the greatest like picture magazine bloody phrases and terminology and that. All right, there we go. Scottish accent, yeah. Ollie, it's good old Ollie. His bloody Scottish accent. Cool, alrighty. Yeah, American accents are kind of like wild. When I did drama and that, because I always wanted to be a voice actor, so I did a lot of studying on like how to modify my diction and act, pitch and modulate, all that kind of jazz. And yeah, like the US accents were crazy, like going through all of the different ones. Because the US is less of a country and more of a federation of many small nations. Ugh, this ain't doing great. Yep. Okay, so they're out. We good. Why, thank you. It is all about my diction and making sure that I speak in the king's proper English, because now we don't have a queen. Oh my. Yeah, we actually just started getting old Charlie on the money now. Charlie's on the money. Late night stream, yeah. See, we need to team up and do a stream. Let's do that next week. Modifying diction. Yes. Sorry, it seems as though I dropped my voice a wee bit. I've actually got to set up the noise suppressor and everything properly, because it's set up but not entirely properly. All right, so that goes up that way to there and to there. Okay. All right. Photo check. Nice. Oh god. There we go. All right. Come on. Get you bastard. There we go. One more. Always a hidden one. There we go. Good fuse. Expensive? How? They're like $2 a piece. What kind of bloody fuse holders are you trying to get? So I got a stack of them previously, and they were, not that bad. Ain't that bad, He's right. Okay, so that goes down there, and it goes up to there. Gotcha. Ah, you absolute bastard. Okay, yeah, that'll be why. Horsepower modules. Oh yeah, I mean stuff like that's going to be expensive because they're bloody, nobody uses them anymore. So the only company that does them has to buy them in small quantities, and the manufacturers keep them in production. $17, dudes. Where are you getting them from? Should be cheaper than that. Should only be like $5, $10 a piece, maybe, if that. Oh. You buddy bastard. Come on. Okay, so I can push them through then. Ow. Push that one through as well. Yeah, buddy, Rolls Royce parts, mate. RS components. Jesus. So they must just be doing them still for legacy then. Have you tried like what's the the like tube amp doctor and that, because they're usually pretty good with those. Aprilia parts. Italian parts in general, God. There we go. Now we are free. Come on here. Nice thing there. Get out, you bastard. Okay, so we go that way, and then where are you going? Actually, it's just getting cold on that. Back, yeah. Yeah. As far as expensive parts go, I'm still so incredibly surprised at how many parts I'm currently selling to the US. Not even like big value ones, man. Like, holy shit. I just sold a 25K balance pot, a Bourne's one, to the US. $17 pot that they're paying $25 shipping to the US for. Like, what the hell, man? What on earth is actually going on there? That makes 0 cents. Like, none. Not a bit. Not a one. Nothing. That should not be the case. But somehow it is. Unfortunately, all the other sales to the US are kind of dead. Yeah, RS suck. They are so bad. Actually, speaking of expensive components, I've got a Roger Mayer Voodoo Vibe here in for repair. The pot for symmetry, I think it is broken. Now, I can get those pots, but the problem is they're made by Omeg, right? British company. They used to be a licensee for Rome, ROHM, and what's he? Yeah, they used to do them there. Some companies still use them. I can buy them from them directly, but I have to buy like a certain amount of them. Roger Mayer used them for this pot. Now, for me to get this pot, they have a £20 minimum order. Cool, so that's £20 pot. And then for it to be posted over to me is 20 more pounds. More than double that number for a single pot on a pedal. Holy shit. Oh, wow. Okay, so TAD are obviously sourcing them from the same spot. Go fig. Yeah. But how's that? 80 bucks I got to spend for a single pot for a pedal. Madness. But then, of course, the other fun part as well was listing up some oil-filled Mylar caps, central ab reissues. Some dude bought 4 of them at 40 bucks a piece. Because I'm the only person in Australia that stocks them. Oh my god, that's amazing. Okay, I gotta take a photo of this and I gotta post it up because this is cool. Give me a second, I'm gonna zoom into this because it's all right, check it out. Bit of an Easter egg on this one. All right, there we go. That can go there. Let's see if we'll be able to actually capture it. Yeah, the MEC pots are insane, but you can also actually buy them at wholesale. Cheaper. You just have to buy a fuckload of them. All right, here we go. A little bit of a Easter egg hidden inside of this one. Hello, darling. Blackadder. Hello, darling. Yeah, look at that. Just randomly in there. Don't know why. Don't know what for. That's kind of cool. I rate that. As far as an Easter egg goes, that's pretty cool. Yeah, drug mules are a lot cheaper than parts and stuff like that. Oh, there I go. Alrighty. Cool. So now that I've removed that, I can get the rest of it out. Yeah, mutt. Nothing says specifically where you are in the social hierarchy in Australia than when something annoys you and you go, yeah, mutt. At least I finally got myself a decent chair. Okay. Oh, that comes out. Yeah, cool. Alrighty. All screws will come out there, flip up, and then we're out of the way. Cool. Okay. Joe, hey. Ah, yes. Well, I mean, at least some of them are smart enough to actually know how to do a PCB layout. Some of them. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. And the last one here. Come on. Oh, Joe! Can't sleep, clown will eat me, can't sleep, clown will eat me, can't sleep, clown will eat me. A higher failure rate because it's used on 230, 240. Jesus Christ. That's dumb. Ice power modules, auto sensing for the most part. They're just going to take the mains in, switch it on and off really, really rapidly to get what they need to. You know, voltage change, yeah, it's going to change it a little bit, but not that much. My God. Bloody stupid, I tell you what. Come on. And of course, you're just going to be a pain in the ass, aren't you? Yes. I'm back here. Get up there. Yeah. What? Yeah. So. Oh. All right. So well designed, these things. There you go. Okay. You hang there for a minute. Cut these fuckers off. Stay. There we go. All right. Sweet. Excellent. So now we've got these out, which is nice. So that's the motor. New motor there, we'll replace it. Complexity of the heat sinks. Yeah, I mean, and let's be honest, cost cutting. Cost cutting, cost cutting, cost cutting. Oh, we got to make sure we got like every cent out of this thing that we possibly can. 230 volt, 50 hertz. Yep, impedance protected. Good. Oh. We know a number of stateside techs that have the exact same failure problems as what we're experiencing here. You don't see much of it over there because the US has way more techs and a lot of them are reliant on doing service work and stuff like that. So they're not going to shit where they eat. Because if they do, well, Fender's not going to send them any work or whatever else, or people will stop going to them, yada, yada, yada. It's that kind of thing. Yeah. The thermal pads, they just don't have the same level of, they don't have the same level of oomph to them. Okay, so that's isolated there, just to there, so... yep, okay. So this one doesn't have a ground strap, so I'm going to put a ground strap on there. Okay. It goes on that lug there. Right on. Changing them all over the world, baby. Yes. Deep sockets, always worth it. There we go. And this one doesn't have the bloody what's on it? Bastard. Okay. There's the grub screw there. Where's my Imperial Allen keys? Yeah, don't need metric because metric is for the devil. Missing one. Where is it? There it is. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do. Bitty. Realized I gotta order something before I cut off. Yes. Log me in. Go. Go. That there, I gotta check out. $24 it is. You bastards. Okay, let's go to that. I need that one. Thank you. And I am not a robot, thank you. Cool. Alright, those parts are all ordered. Someone has an Echoplex close by for sale, cheap, it went fast. Hit me with a dinner meal. I'm doing weekly meal plan, chasing ideas. I actually have a number of books at home that I use for checking on meal plans and doing that kind of stuff. Various sort of dishes, depending on kind of what's there. Good for freezing, because you can freeze them in like 3 portions. So you got your protein, you got your carbohydrate, you got your veggie type things. You know, so I like making Hungarian dishes, like making Japanese dishes, Polynesian dishes. Things like chicken paprika is quite good, which works well. Japanese stuff, heaps of dishes. So things like nikujaga, which is good, which is like meat and potatoes with vegetables, like simmered in like a broth. It's like a bunch of really good books out there for that kind of stuff that's specifically for that, like Japanese bento type making. It's quite nice. I like making Samoan style sopasui as well. It's good. Very, very carb heavy, but damn, it's good. Rice and beans, baby. Rice and beans. As good old Vosh says, prepare yourself with rice and beans, because that's all it's going to be there. And you call yourself a bogan Brad. Look at that bougie shit. Mate, it's not a schnitty palmy, Come on. I hate removing circlips. They're annoying. I don't have a tool for it, so I have to use these. Come on, you. Go, you bastard. There we go. Mini Road Lambros. with rosemary and garlic wine, some thick cut potato chips, and broccolini. Fuck yeah! I was having fucking snags. I'm Pov. Got my snags for dinner. That'll do me. Me. Come on. There we go. Where's my phone going off? Yeah. Come back. Come on. Come on, you. Come on. Get out. This one's made a pain in the butt. Probably should eat less meat. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good idea. Big bag of charcoal. I ain't got no space to set up a barbecue, so yeah, I just use what I've got at home. So it's basically what's the thing, oven and the stovetop. That's all. And this is why I don't let our cats outside. I don't want them to mess with the you know, the wildlife. It's not good. Our cats are indoor little buddy pampered things, they are. What the hell? Okay, so you're all the way back there. There we go. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Crack. I always dread having to remove old buddy what's-he's in. Old Allen keys. Because like, okay, cool. You've got to remove the old Allen grub screw and it's like stuck in there and then you strip the head out like, you bastard. Yakiniku Place, Wentworth Point. Yeah, right. I'm so sad the place that we went to when I took you guys, they don't do like the decent stuff anymore. It's not as good as it used to be. Yeah. We went out there the other day for to go buy some stuff. Come on. Stay. There we go. Let's put this back together. So then you can sell this off to someone. Someone want an EP3 motor. Okay. There we go. Grub screw on that side. Next size up. You do not want to see your Allen key bending that much when you try to remove something. PM Motorco, Chicago, Illinois. Nice. Ugh. That's less than stellar. All right, got that removed. That's all sorted there. Let's give this mofo a wee bit of a clean, get rid of the dust and that off of it. Actually went to Eastwood the other day because they're tearing down the old shopping centre thing there, the arcade, and putting a development up there. And I wanted to go there to, you know, relive some stuff and a bit of nostalgia, because I remember going there as a like a little kid with my grandmother. Because yeah, we used to go to visit the family doctor out that way. She's not around anymore, so I wanted to go see if I could remember some things. I walked in there and it's like, yep, all the memories flooding right back. But also we found that it's like, oh yeah, that's right, it's like half little China, half little Korea, and the food there is so cheap. Like not just like the food to go like eat at, but like they got the grocers there, grocers, butchers, like fruit and vegetable shops. They're so cheap, so we're now like going there each week, and buying groceries from there, things we need, because yeah, it's so damn cheap. Ooh, that spindle is a bit close. Is that shorter? No, same height. Okay. Yeah, set screws. Whenever I got to search for like parts and that, especially like stuff in the US, it's like, fuck, that's where I got to find the random names they call them over there. Because yeah, we call them grub screws, but you guys would call them set screws. I am still so annoyed at the fact that I have to get mates to go do orders for me at McMaster Car, because they won't sell to anyone overseas whatsoever. Cool. Because yeah, it's like all the screws and all the parts that would really come in handy, but they just won't sell them to us here. Like, you bastards. Nah, mate. Whichity grab screws, mate? No. Yes. There we go. That goes that way, that goes down there, and then it goes up to that corner. Ah, I was smart. I actually left it loose. Go me. Use eBay for that kind of shit. Weird stainless truss head screws, grubbies and cups. Yeah. What was I doing? That's where I was attaching this to this. Putting that on there. Yeah, but I like McMaster Car because like they have just so much stuff in so many grades and so many cool things. Yeah, like it is an odd company. Like I got mates over there who can get me stuff, but it's still just weird. See, it's growing a Vox volume pedal shaft. It's fused with the plastic. I mean, you might be able to get away with what's he penetrating oil potentially, because if it's fused with the plastic, then it's probably just because of corrosion. Indeed, it is midday. It's getting close to lunchtime. Yeah, we don't have access to any of that small bloody hardware stuff from like our local hardware stores, because most of them don't exist anymore. You've basically got Bunnings and that's it. There we go. Cool. Oof. 4 nylock nuts. But isn't that why you guys have Amazon? You know, not that you really have much choice of it. You can buy your 4 nylock nuts and get like free shipping and that for it. That's why you got no local stores anymore. Come on, you get in there. Come on, you bastard. There we go. Bateman's Bay. Oh yes, that wonderful hive of like industrial production capacity. Suppose all the old mates down there, you know, oh yeah, gotta do my stuff with my boat and that. Get in there, you bastard. Come on, get in there. Get in there. There we go. Yeah, lots of farms, lots of boats, that kind of thing. That'd do it. Yeah, I can get some limited type sizes, but especially when it comes to like doing guitar repairs and that, nah. Not on your life. So I usually have to order from overseas, and then I'll just buy a lifetime supply of them. I may never use them all, but I'll have them. Cool. All right. Motor on. Ah, sick. Thank you. I can get that one prepped and put it up for sale. Might swing up sometime tomorrow then and grab it if that's the case. I'll send you a message, let you know, because I got to go up to the mother-in-law's tomorrow. Got to grab some stuff of my missus's. Cool. Excellent. Look at it go. Whee! Yeah, no, that's fine. I know what it's like. I'm not customers. I'm not there to go, you done yet? You done yet? Oi, is it done yet? I need it. I need it now for a gig this weekend. It's done. Oh, yeah, no, I can't pick it up. Oh, no, next month or something. Whee! Look at it go. All right, so now I've got to put a, what's he on? Give this a bit of a clean as well. Stay. All right, flip that one over. Yeah. I got one guy at the moment who I'm doing a restoration on his guitar, and I had to find some stuff. That's why I was like asking you about the Kayla lock nut screws. I gotta track him down. I gotta find him. He's sending a message like, "Oh, yeah, while are you waiting for the parts? Have you done stuff to the guitar? Yeah, have you done this?" Like, dude, I will call you the moment your guitar is done. If there is going to be a massive delay in how long it is going to take for something, I will let you know. But please, in the meantime, stop. Don't ask me for updates. It just means I've got to spend more time away from what I'm actually doing. See, that's your problem, Brad. I got to say this, man. Don't bend over backwards for these bastards. They want to ring every 2 days demanding an ETA. Cool, your thing is done. Come pick it up. I don't want to deal with you. Or every time they do, you tell them nicely the first time, no ETAs are available. It'll be done when it will be done. And then if they don't turn up, or they want to keep doing it, all right, cool. Every time you call up, it will go to the back of the queue. What are they going to do? Go somewhere else? Cool, let them go somewhere else. You are so hammered and busy already. Tell them to go elsewhere. They're not worth it. People like that want to be like that. What are they going to, what, you're suddenly going to lose all of your business overnight because one pedantic person wanted their shit right this second? Nah, not going to happen. All right, clean this thing up. People are a pain in the ass. There we go. Don't move that way. Get to it already. Stop bloody, there's a difference between providing good service for a customer and bending over backwards and giving them a reach around at the same time when they wouldn't even give you a goodnight kiss afterwards, We're not America. We're not going to do everything for every customer constantly. It doesn't work that way this way. The sooner you get your first negative review on your Google page, the better. Because then once the first one's done, it doesn't matter after that. Yeah, Howard Dumble. I don't like his amps. I think that they sound like shit and nobody has ever really actually heard them. But I do like that fact about him. He didn't take no guff from nobody. Okay. I'll clean this as well. The masses are asses. Yeah, cool. It's all right. What's going to happen then? Where do most of your customers come from? They come from your YouTube videos, and they come from word of mouth, and they're repeat customers. That's how it goes. Suddenly, when you're free of that, it's like when you buy a new guitar. You don't want to dent it because you're like, oh my baby, I don't want to scratch it. And then you get your first dent, and you're like, fuck it, let's go play. All right, cool. Excellent. Okay, dokie, give me the belt. Give me the belt. Give me the belt. Big old belt. Wee. Give him the clamp. Ah, you bastard. Do. Okay, now comes the fun part, lining it all up. Oh, my nose. Mm-hmm. There. Okay. Next size down. Bloody hell. Oh, my poor nose. Come on, get in the hole. Get in the bloody hole. I can feel your hate. Give in to the dark side. Do it. Do it now. Ah. Something, something dark side. Something, something complete. Ah, my pornos. No, no, not my collection of vintage picture mags. Cool. All right. No, it's still too low. All right, let's get this one over with. Oh, we're doing another one, aren't we? There she blows. Cool. I remember one of Brad's streams recently, there was a bloke asking some vague question about Jack Shroud, and Brad deciphered what he was on about and helped him. Blah, blah, blah. Yes. Yeah, I got to do more streams. I got to do more videos. I've got a couple queued up to come out, but time, energy, effort, all that kind of jazz. Do I buy secondhand guitars? No, I do not. Least of all, a Maton. I'll sell it on your behalf, but that's about the extent of it. Okay, what was I doing? That's what I was looking at this thing. Oh, nice. Checking my bloody notes. So I put that on upside down, haven't I? Did I? No, I didn't. Cool. I was smart enough. Out in the garden. Nice. $50 complete setup, says guy wanted me to put elixirs on as well. Jesus. My charge for setup, say, is 150 plus strings. That's regardless of bridge type, doesn't matter. Guitar, bass, as long as it hasn't got more than 12 strings and more than one neck. Each individual neck is its own price. Yeah, I charge 150 for a setup. Elixirs, I can buy them at like a bulk price from the supplier, like a bulk. So they actually come with no packaging, come in like long cardboard tubes with 25 sets in a box. And that's usually where they come from. They're about another 30% cheaper than the retail sets. And they work out well for that. Cool. Alright, so we're all wide in there, which is good. That's done, that's ready to rock. I like elixirs. I use them for everything. Put them on my electrics, put them on my acoustics, because I'm too lazy to change strings. I do it every goddamn day. I don't want to have to do it when I'm at home. That bearing is a little funky. It needs a bit of a clean. I need to advertise more. I need more customers. Okay, where's my what's-his? There they are. Hey. Oh. Do. Come on, give me some. There we go. Ugh, gummy old grease. Need some fresh stuff in there. Yeah, that bushing thing's getting a bit worn out. Getting a bit hairs going, you know? A bit hairs going. Okie dokie. So that goes in there. Belt. No, that's the old one. I need a new one, thank you. Where'd the belt go? Well, they just had it here before. God damn it. Oh, there it is. Dropped it on the ground. Oh, and that one too. Blood Meat Stone, isn't it a Chili Pepper album? Maybe. Yeah, I use Elixir on my electrics. I like that fresh sound. And I like that, you know, because back in the day when I had so many guitars, I wasn't playing them all the time. So the big thing was being able to make sure that I had fresh sound on there, so I could just pick up a guitar that I hadn't played in like, 3 months, and then suddenly, oh yeah, there we go, it's working. It's doing what it needs to do. Come on, you. Get in here. Come on. There we go. Come on. What are you getting hung up on? Oh, there's another one of those things over there. Go. Thank you. Leaving. There we go. Okay. Food shopping. Good plan. I'm getting hungry, actually. It's almost lunchtime. Dust kills strings. That is one factor. Another factor that kills strings is the fact that they're coated in nickel, which is, somewhat reactive. You get detritus and that from your skins, your sebum and all that seeks in between the wines. Corrosion happens. All of those things happen. And bass players, seriously. Put fresh strings on there unless they're flat wounds, and if they're flat wounds, clean them after every time you play. I hate when someone brings in a nice set of flat wounds, 5 to 10 years old, but they're covered in gunk. It's like the tone is not in the gunk. Okay, the funk is not in the gunk. That's just tetanus. What you need to do is replace the damn bloody did bad shit and clean it off, make them work well. They're worn in, they've got that sound now, but you don't want them covered in nastiness. Catch 'em Max. Oh, there we go. Okay, so got that, we got that, we got that. Shiny new belt on there. Cool. Excellent. Nice and smooth, nothing crazy. Yeah, the old-fashioned polywebs were junk. Nanowebs are good, OptiWebs are great. Yeah. Oh, you know, I like the setup the way it is, and they bring it in, it's like, yeah, the next boat like this, the action's like this high. It's like, mate, let me do my thing, all right? Hand it back to you. Oh, wow, it actually plays great now. Oh. It's like, yes, most players don't know boo diddly about their own gear, which sucks. See you, Sean. Thank you for coming along. You know, most guitarists, unfortunately, are not the most switched on. They don't know their gear. They don't kind of know what, you know, what they should be doing with it. All right, where's Pintroller? Pintroller. All right, Pintroller, come here, you bastard. There it is. Nanoweb, phosphor-bronze on acoustics, and OptiWebs and electrics. I use phosphor-bronze on some of my acoustics, 80-20 on others, depending on the tone I'm after. Yeah. Now, where is my chunky flathead? Okay. Hello, flathead. Where are you? Here's where to put it. Bloody thing. No. Bugger. Oh, borrow out of this one then. That should do. Like a charm. Have you tried the D'Addario Access Coated? I have not, because I don't stock D'Addario products, because the local D'Addario rep is a complete shit nozzle. The less money I can give into his goddamn pocket, the better. Goddamn ass turd. There we go. Cool. Pinch roller on. Oh, why is that still... Okay. Yeah, cool. Is that a new roller from Echoplex? Yes, it is. The customer supplied a bunch of parts for it from Echoplex because he actually knows the dude. Cool. It's actually really easy to get these made. You just basically go to the factories in China that make like Nolafane bushings and similar, and you go, oi, make me these with those bearings inside because they're just standardized bearing sizes. You order about 1,000 of them, sorted for life. I just didn't because, yeah. How many tape machines am I really going to sort out over the years? Couple, but not that many. Whereas he did the whole thing years ago when the Echo 201s were super cheap, so. Cool. All right, so that's good. Make sure it's doing its thing. It's on a bit of an angle there. Have to bend that just a wee bit. It's a bit better. Spec stuff from SKF before, bikes, joinery, and audio gear. Fair enough. All right, cool. So we got there, we got there. All right, need a bit of a clean. It's a bit gunky and gummy. I designed a monster custom rolling barn door for an actor Simon Baker. So used SKF bearings into a CNC machine house. Neat. Where's my cloth? There it is. What kind of keyboard? Like musical keyboard or like computer keyboard? Cool. All right, so good there. Excellent. All right, motor change done. Gonna change out that bloody capacitor. That is not a class compliant cap, so it can go in the bin. Put the class compliant one across there. Yeah, I got a couple of spare keyboards in my collection. Got many. Yeah, don't care. Yes, yes. That's junk. Junk, junk. What's this? Nope. Right, okay. That'll do it. Yeah. Seriously, if you're gonna buy a PC, go buy a Mac Mini. Or if you're gonna buy like a computer, go buy a Mac Mini. Holy shit, those things are brilliant. Like if you're just using it, unless you're doing like games and stuff like that and various other things, a Mac Mini will do everything you need. Have all the software that you need, and you can do like more intricate stuff on there. You can do KiCad, you can do like video editing, photo editing, and all that. They're brilliant, and they cost next to nothing. They're tiny like this, like that tiny. like most of the stuff that I've done over the last couple of years has been on a MacBook Pro, like one of the top of the line ones, but the shop PC here is an M1 Mac. One of the new like M4 Mac Minis would be killer. Be solid. Okie dokie. Get that. Ah, Lyle, welcome back. Got some motors out, new ones in. My heads there, they'll need to go back in a minute. Okay. What we got? 1500 at 30, so I need 1500, 500. Let's get rid of that one. Oh, this one's fucking bent, bastard. Okay. Now comes one part. Binding capacitors for this thing. We'll go for radial because axial is a nightmare. So I put it there and there. I could just drill straight through to that. Yeah, that's probably going to be the smartest idea. May as well. So this thing uses, on this board, uses old axials. But that whole back thing is just ground fill, which is good. So that's all the ground connection there. And there's plenty of space here where the caps are connected down here. What I could do is put in radial caps, just drill a little hole off to the side there. Little 1 mil hole would be enough for the leads to go through. A little bit of Celastic, RTV down here to hold them in place. Done. Saves having to deal with these stupid bloody things. I'm not going to knock up an adapter board for it because, I mean, 3 holes will be plenty. Yeah, Microsoft stuff is just jank as hell these days. It's so annoying. Honestly, as much as I despise like Apple's like monopolistic moves and various other things, the fact that they have good software on their stuff that you can like literally buy a computer, it's like, here you go, here is your word processor, here's a bunch of other things, here's a movie editor, here's music making, all in one device that's optimized to work together. I like that. Okay, aluminum electrolytics. Okay, 1500. 25, 30. 1500 at 35 or greater. Okay, maybe we don't need quite that much. 314, cool. I just get SMD, there we go. 1500 microfarad SMD cap. Get into your hole, Brad, get into your hovel. I got it here, there you go. So I could get a nice Rubicon cap, 105 degree rated for like $3, 6,000 hours. Yep. But what do we got in terms of axial leaded? What's an equivalent in the axials? Come on. There you go. Axial leaded. So an axial leaded one, 6,000 hours. 125C rated, $9, but it's end of life, and that's a Kemet. So that's TDK. Cornell Dubelier, CDE, $5.41. Yeah, that's only 2,000 hours though. 2,000 hour cap at 85C. What's like a decent one? What's one that's gonna be like, 5,000 hours or more with, okay, they don't even have 105C rated at like 5,000 hour plus in the axials. $12, $13 almost. By the time you take into consideration GST, $14. 5,000 hours, 125C. Bloody hell. Enjoy, Lyle. Have fun in bed. I know I do. It's my favorite place to be. I could just pass the fuck out. Yeah, I'm at the point where it's like lunchtime now. I'm gonna go find something to eat. But yeah, so when it comes to finding electrolytic capacitors and that, I could spend twice as much to get like worse caps, or I could just get, good old-fashioned radials and drill some extra holes there. So the holes are what I shall do. The holes are my goals. All right. I know what I'm going to do with that. I know what I'm going to do with that. Now, modifying this preamp. Let us see. That's playback. That's the input there, which is going in through thusly, up through there. All right, so that's the input cap. That's the first JFET there. So I have to basically pull this whole board out, flip it up onto its derriere, start tracing it out manually. What a pain in the ass. Maybe I'll be lucky. Maybe somebody's gone out there and actually done a layout. I doubt it, but I might be lucky. T70-E2. That's the matching it, isn't it? Give me the schematic, thank you. Yeah, so last bound of them. So that'll be that one there. Right, because that's 3.3K, which is 3300. Yep. Okay, so that'll be the bypass on that one there. I'm going to remove some other bits. There we go. So the output on one side, 100K, 470 and 100 there. Okay. Don't mind me just rambling to myself. All right. Let's get this out of the way. Flip that board up on its butt. Yes, thank you. You're gonna get in the way, aren't you? Yeah, you are. There we go. Cool. That'll allow me to flip it up. Come on. There we go. Cool. Come on. Get out. Get out, you. There we go. Right. Up and over. There we go. Okie dokie. Alright, so are there any spare holes down here? There is not. Okay, so that's the input over there, which goes to that. Goes up over the 100K to there, which goes down to here directly to the collector. So I have to lift up that leg, put that cap in there. Unless I cut that trace. No, I just put the cap in that way. It's only low voltage, so it's not like I have to worry too much about exactly what high voltage cap I put in there. Of course, I'm gonna get rid of those tantalums as well, because tantalums are the devil. Evil. Evil, evil, evil. What are they anyway? 1 microfarad at 25. Oh, how times have changed. 1 at 35. God, I got 1 at 50 that are that small. Alright. So that's the preamp board there, which is where most of the mods take place. Yep. So that's the input, that's the connection to ground, that goes out to there, so 47K. Remove the 0.002. 68 puff. 68 puff bar. Alright, so I'll go out of that number 1 pin with a 470, it'll do it. Alright. Yeah, that's erased. These are that recording head. Cool. Alright. I think I've reached the point where my brain is now turned to mush, and I think I need to go have some lunch. Oh yeah. Oh my god. I'm awake. So yeah. Not quite beer o'clock, but it is definitely lunch o'clock. I need food. I'm starving. So I'm gonna go grab me some lunch, go grab some parts as well. Just grab some from Wes, they'll have some decent stuff there. If I don't have any bits in my parts bin, I should have this thing done hopefully by later this afternoon. You know, the customer who sent this in, he's one of my good regulars, so sends a bunch of things in. I've done like probably almost a dozen phaser pedals of his. He's just got, he loves his phaser pedals. He's got so many of them, it's crazy. Phaser pedals and like analog delay pedals. So I'll sort this out, probably have it done by later this afternoon, do the testing, give him a call, let him know, then he can schlep over the money, and then I can send it on back to him, because it goes all the way back down to Victoria. So thank you muchly for joining along, gentlemen, and all that kind of jazz. Yeah, I'm gonna have some food. Have fun. I'll catch yous.